Hello. What up? Hello. I am back. I'm only here to tell you the things I need to say for the thing that is thinging. So, we're just gonna do what we got and then we're gonna work our way. So, I am doing research on chivalry and humility, but I'm finding rare books, and these rare books will have rare information that we will not be able to find anywhere else, and they are specifically on the royalty of the past empires. So we have to take what we have recently that built up to what we have now, right? So I've been searching for rare books so that I can get to where I need to be. And because back in the day it was a total different way of doing things and way of thinking and how we are from then. So it's the evolution of society in a sense, but it's the evolution of a more rich history in the sense of the access to it. You can't know it. So everything that we know is history now, even in museums and such like that. Only they show me the Wikipedia side to it. That's really what it is to me. There's a lot of Wikipedia bullshit, not a lot of actual stuff. And so I can go and I can do all these things and the normal way, whatever you guys want to call it, right? But I don't really consider it like that, you know what I'm saying? Because I think the more of the individual person divided beyond peoples and such, that the individual person who cared about certain things would only get the certain things. And so people who do not value what those individuals are doing because those individuals cared too much about it for them to have any value towards it, obviously took all the stuff and sent it off its way to wherever the fuck, right? And I get to find it. And that's the best part about it, because there's no value in it for anybody else, at least. There's no want. You don't want to, you know? You can't like start off wanting to. You don't want to. That's the problem. And like, to want to do something you don't want to do is very anti of myself. But that's exactly what you need to do, because you need to do what you need to do. And what I'm saying is this is what I need to do, not just for myself as a mental health adventurer, I guess, in a sense, or I want to say psych venture. Yeah, definitely. But it's not really a psych venture because it's not just psychology. It's not just that. So we can't really call it that. But we will call it whatever we want to, because the name doesn't describe what's going on, you know what I'm saying? Some words can't describe a certain feeling, a certain experience. No matter how much you describe it, it would never be descriptive enough. And so that is why I'm creating the videos, because I am not doing this in a sense for my purpose. You see what I'm saying? I'm doing it for your purpose, whoever it is that's watching this. And I'm not really caring that much about it, as much as I, in your stance, should, because I don't really care, and I'm still doing it. See what I'm saying? And so the idea that I gain anything from doing anything doesn't mean anything to me, because there's no gain or loss from anything. There's no point. It's meaningless. And so for me, as a meaningless person who considers themselves meaningless, to be doing something beyond themselves, beyond meaninglessness, is something beyond anything that anyone could comprehend. And so I want to go beyond that, right? And so how do I go beyond that? Well, I need to have other people's experiences. I need to evaluate things. I need to other people to have an opinion and be able to tell it to me so I can reciprocate, right? That's why I'm posting this stuff, because I don't really want to care about your opinion. I don't. I've been doing this a long time without you, so I didn't really ask. But I feel like it's needed, because for a long time I thought I was just insane. I thought I was just crazy, and I didn't really mind that because I thought it was just all in my head kind of thing, and so I was okay with it. But now that I realize that this is not the thing, it's not it at all. It's actually the fact that there's just a problem with the system of whatever you want to call our society, democracy, right? Communism. And so yeah, I want to see more of a meritocracy. And you've never heard the word meritocracy, and I am so thankful that I know the word meritocracy just as much as I'm so thankful to find the word philosophy, because if I didn't find these words, I would not be able to understand what I'm going to. I would not be able to get to where I need to be. And so a lot of knowledge is very important, very important for your health. I would say, like, my health, definitely, because if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be the person I am without it, right? And so to understand that it's essential for my being, and so for it to be in my possession is a jump in the chart, if you want to call it that, in the sense of the progress. But the progress isn't progress that can be tracked, right? So it's not really progress in the sense that I'm tracking it. It's more of the fact that I'm progressing. And as I progress, obviously, there's no tracking it. There's no tracking my progression. So obviously, that's kind of difficult to understand for somebody when they look at me, or when they see the information that I have, because that doesn't make any sense. So I just look cuckoo. And so it's a bit of a constellation, if you want to call it that. Connect the dots, And once you get there, I make a lot more sense. I'm a little less fuzzy. But till then, I look like... So, I mean, like, here I am. Right? Back to the books. I know about the Legion, and Legion doesn't mean anything to anybody. If anything, it means bingo. But to me, it means a veteran kind of like association, kind of like a helping out people that been through tough times and such, and through military means. And so it doesn't need to be military; it's more veterans, right? So, but it's very significant in its history, because the people within the history created everything that is essential in the sense of our... Because you got to think of like a policeman, okay? A policeman dying for our justice system. You see what I'm saying? That is essential, right? That solidifies what we consider our basis. Like, because like it's like the shedding blood for your country kind of thing. And so for for policemen, it's like you're like the guy that protects the society, you know, like and keeps the laws going and everything like that, right? And so that's the same thing for the veterans, except in a different way, right? And so, and I'm not a veteran, so I can't tell you exactly what that is, right? So that's exactly it, right? So certain people have certain things, and that's why I doing the book stuff, because obviously there's words in there, and those words are from people. And so the veterans that built up the Legion are beyond just World War II or whatever other wars there were, right? It's all progressive, and some of the books that I have, if they weren't in front of me, I would never be able to get to where I need to be, and so it's really exciting. It's a crusade, and so I found the book, and the book is called the Legion book. And it's not. I repeat, it's not Queen Elizabeth's dad in the book, okay? It's Queen Elizabeth's grandfather, okay? And that is significant, okay? It's even more significant as we go along. But we can't, I can't show you everything because it spoils it. But I will show you what I recently have found, so then it correlates with what has recently happened, correlating with this video. So this is the Legion book. It's a pretty big book. Has no title on either side. And so this book was made in 1929. I didn't see it, but I remember now. And in 1929, it was just before World War II. World War One would have just happened, and so yeah, I don't know what's in this book, but I went to Vancouver, and I went to a bookstore on the corner, and I didn't even mean to go to that bookstore. It was actually the fact that somebody that I was driving with pointed it out to me, and I said to myself, because if I didn't see it and someone else did, it makes it more of a reach out, right? Because I'm supposed to see it, but since I didn't see it and something else did, and it got brought towards me, that's a reach out in a sense. Not really, truly, but it's like I said, superstition can be what it wants, and I don't really give a shit, right? So whatever it is, books have a life of their own in a sense. But it doesn't need to be books. Books is just knowledge, so knowledge can come from anywhere. So this being in my possession was because of my eyes, obviously. But not obviously, because of the fact that you don't understand what I'm saying. And maybe you do, but I'm going to still define it anyways, and I hate explaining things, so I'm just going to say what I said. I got eagle eye. I can see the shit. Looking at the books, I'm like, okay, this, that, this, that. And I go, these are cool. But if I don't see any meaning, there has to be something. There has to be a sign. And I don't know what to tell you with that one. But there has to be, it's so like, you have to do a whole read about throughout the whole entire thing. And then you'll see what I'm saying. Because once you see if because you might have not seen what you were looking for, and then you would have walked right past it, and then it's gone forever. So you really need to look, because you miss out on things that you won't ever see again, like this book. I'm putting it back. But yes, there's plenty of books to read. I wouldn't say reading all of them is the key to it. I would say more like reading selective ones that are of significance. And the significance, I cannot tell you what that is. That's all up to you, right? But, yeah. And so, from the Vancouver shopping, I left with 2 books. One was that one. And then I came back here, and then I went to the Value Village. And then, so that book is called The Legion Book, specifically called The Legion Book. And so that's pretty cool, right? This book is called There's No Escape from the Legion, or this book. And I found it in Value Village, and it was made in 1983. And so that would be about 50 years, 54 years since the Legion book was made, where this book was made. But this book is actually French. But it's not French, because it's in English. It's just a French origin, or at least the Legion that they're talking about is the French one. And so there's camels, and there's an Easter Island head in it and stuff. But the coincidence of me in the same day finding this book and it saying you can't escape the Legion or this book, coincidence. Like I said, that's how it works. But obviously, I can't prove coincidences. You see that? See what I'm saying? And so, because you can't prove coincidences, that's exactly it right there. And I love that. I love coincidences. Because it's not. You just think it is. But it's not. I call it divine providence. Coincidence is divine providence. And divine providence is when God changes the universe. It's really, and changes it in such a way that where it's not really changing anything, as it is more, it was always there. And it had its own destination. And it knew, or at least wherever it was going knew. And so, in a sense, it had a life of its own. And so I would say the atoms that carried this book around just as much as all the others. The atoms as in question mark or X, because we cannot know the cause of things. Just as much as we don't know the cause of the universe, truly. We do not know the cause of things just as much as we don't know the reason why. And so from that question we say, why is irrelevant? So in asking the cause of something is irrelevant. It doesn't help you. You're just searching for water in an empty bucket, right? So, but saying that it's irrelevant means that you understand that it's beyond yourself. You can't, and you're not permitted to be able to understand it. Not because you're not permitted to. Maybe in the future you will. But for right now, you're not. That's just how it is. There's been tons and tons and tons and tons of like heart racing because of the fact that I have found something, discovered something that just like blew my mind because of the fact that it was just so significant in its coincidence. Like, it was so specific, and I cannot prove it to you, but that it happened, and I just can't believe it. And it's almost like, I will say some things. I will say something. Actually, I will. But I'm not going to say how I know. Because I won't tell you. Where I live is significant in the sense that it is a spiritual place. But it's spiritual in a certain way. And the certain way is it's the geology, which is the geography. It's the geography of it. So the land and the people that made it and the places that I've been within the town that is really significant, especially the bowling alley, and a lot of other things that I found out. And I want to say it all. I really want to say it all. I want to say it all. I want to say it all, man. Because, like, I'm part of the history. But I'm so significant within the history that it's, like, overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? It's overwhelming because I have so much to blow up and offer society in the sense of everything that I've found within my time that I've spent. And I just want to let it all out. But I can't. And the only reason why I can't is just because I don't feel like what I say is enough. It's not enough. Even me doing this now is not enough. And that's funny, because half empty, half full, you know? There's no such thing as enough. So, it's funny like that, because, yeah. But I'm going to do my crusade or my renaissance or my romance era, I guess you could say. Is that what that would be called? I don't know. I want to explain more because it's really significant. But as I talk, I realize that if I were to say it, I would ruin it. And I don't want to ruin it. So I'll wait. I'll wait till I'm done. When I'm done my crusade, you'll know everything that happened. And then hopefully we can figure this out, you know? And I know you don't understand what I'm saying. But I'm saying we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure out all the nonsense. Because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of all the nonsense. because it's just nonsense. Because the amount of usefulness I can imagine in the future is a lot more than what I see now. And I really want everybody to be useful. And I also want everybody to be able to, when they get to being useful, to be happy on the other side. Because if you go on the other side and you're not happy there, you're just going to go back. And you're not going to go beyond. And I'm doing the same. It's a nirvana. It's the levels of suffering. It's Dante's Inferno. It's limbo. It's just what it is. It is what it is. That's true. That's for sure. But from what it is, I know I can make it a whole lot more. And the only problem that I have is the free will, not from myself. Definitely interdisciplinary, but not myself. Money, right? Money's a thing. Money exists, right? And I would say motivation. And so I've realized now that there needs to be some sort of like pick me up, you know? Something that's free. Something that can't be taken away, can't be bought. It needs to be, and it can be given, but it cannot be taken away. Not willingly. Not non-willingly. It needs to be invincible to the physical. And so I've realized I didn't want to go into it, but I'm going to go into it. There's such thing as the dream world, and that does exist. And I've realized that now, that there is a dream world, and I've been trying to focus on the substance of it, but I can't seem to figure it out. I can't seem to figure out the substance of it. And it's not really the substance as it is a substance. It's not a substance, it's the whole entire thing. So you are you, and you are the substance because you are a human being. And so the DNA that is you is the substance. And so the substance is you, and that's really piss off because it doesn't explain anything. The why to it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be told a chemical. I want to be told, like, there's a pocket in my brain that tells me that this is how I dream and it's this. But there isn't. And it just goes back to the nerve endings and such. It doesn't actually go to the actual substance itself, and then it just becomes the memories and the such and such. But that doesn't explain the dreams. It doesn't explain anything. And so, like I said, we need to say Y is relevant, or we need to say that it's X or question mark, because we can't know. And that's a piss off, because I want to know. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't everybody want to know? That's why I'm trying to tell you all this shit. I feel like you want to. Just don't feel like you want to. You get what I'm saying? You want to, but you don't want to. And I feel that. I know how that is. But I want to tell you something. Whenever you tell yourself that you want to, but then you think a second thought and you go, well, this thing. I want you to know that you wanted to do that thing. And this thing wasn't actually a want to. It was just a reaction. But you did want to do the thing you wanted to do. But you wanted to do that thing before you wanted to do that thing. So because you did this thing, that thing doesn't get done. And so what I'm saying is that you want to. And I know you want to. But until you yourself want to, I can't tell you that you want to. Because that's not how it works, buddy. Free will. I hope whoever watches this, who's ever watching this, that you're doing okay. And I hope I'm doing okay too. Right? We both want to be okay. And yeah, we'll see what happens.